car payments. This is something that I will try my best to always avoid. I know a lot of people like to lease because they like to have something new every time, and that's fine. Everybody's different, but for me and my personal experience with doing car payments, I was paying a little over $900 a month with car payments, insurance, and gas. And I was doing all of that for all the wrong reasons. And also I went to a buy here, pay here. So very scummy people. They just took advantage of me being 21, me wanting to have an upgraded car, because when I was looking for that Cadillac, I was driving a 1995 Maxima and I wanted something newer because I used to get made fun of a lot too with my old car. For the people that like were making fun of me for my car, I'm like, it wasn't me that there was nothing wrong with. I could be driving the oldest car and there's nothing wrong with that. What was wrong was their mentality that you needed something newer. Now that I'm older, I understand that, and I understand that car payments are just not for me, and it's something that I will never do. Unless it's for an electric vehicle, which there is some pros to that. But again, it all has to make sense financially, and for me personally, my best financial decision is to buy out my vehicle. But yeah, I could have gotten something newer and did payments because my credit score is amazing, but I'm not doing that. To me, it makes more sense to own a vehicle rather than do payments, because if something was to ever happen, I could still have my vehicle because I don't owe anybody money, or I could sell it for money if we were in desperate need. So to me, there's a lot of pros with owning instead of doing payments. Going to a casino. This is something, again, that I will never ever do. I went to a casino when I was 25, I believe. I went with my sisters and their boyfriends. I brought $20. Around that time, I was changing my life. I was learning more about minimalism and saving. So I was already hesitant with going. And once when we got into the casino, I played some game and I lost that $20 in less than 5 minutes. I was so angry. So for the rest of the night, I was in my feelings. And when we left there, again, I promised myself that I would never gamble my money stupidly like that. If I'm gonna gamble my money like that, I'd rather gamble it on the stock market instead of gambling it with just these silly games. Little side note, I don't know everything about the stock market. I have like 8 stocks. My biggest stock is Apple. I think I have like 3 shares. So I know the basic stuff. I'm still learning. So I'll talk more about it when I know more about it. But yeah, if you plan on going to like a casino, consider putting that money towards stocks, because the payout is way more rewarding with stocks than casino gambling. Speaking of gambling, this goes hand in hand, and it is scratch tickets. I had a lot of scratch tickets given to me throughout the years with birthdays and Christmas, holidays and stuff. Did I ever win on any of them? Even the expensive ones? No. So I was so thankful that they were a gift, because I would be pissed off if I spent $40 to $50 on a scratch ticket and I didn't win anything, not even the money back. I could see if I won that money back, then it's like, all right, that's a sign saying you don't belong doing this. Yeah, I never won any money, and again, if I'm gonna waste my money on things like that, I'd rather put it towards something a little bit more valuable that's gonna make me money in the long run, not make my money disappear like this. Hanging out with people that don't care for me or I don't care for them. I had a problem with friends my entire 20s. I'll have my video up here of to explain more of what happened with my friends and why I choose not to have friends, even with me being in my 30s. Am I open to a friend? Sure, but I'm not looking for any. So my days are done with hanging out with people that judge me, that don't care for me, that make fun of me. I'm just not here for it. And I'm not here for me hanging out with someone that I just don't agree with. There's been plenty of times where I was hanging out with my friend's friends, and to me they were just acquaintances because they were her friends, and I just didn't feel the stuff that they were saying. I thought they were rude, obnoxious, making fun of people for no reason, and yeah, so those days are just done. I'll never do that again. Walking or shopping alone at night. Now, as a woman, it is very, very scary. Nighttime in general is scary. I could never see myself walking alone at night, even though we live in such a nice neighborhood. It's actually beautiful here. I could never see myself walking alone at night. Even during the day, I'm a little iffy because there's sketchy people everywhere. And for us women, we have to be extra careful, more careful than men, which is sad, but that's the world we live in. So yeah, I don't walk alone at night ever. I mean, that's why my boyfriend bought me this little apartment treadmill. It's beside me because he knows I used to walk all the time with being a waitress, constantly on your feet. And I told him, you know, I miss moving my legs, I miss moving around. And I explained to him why I didn't want to be outside like that. And he was like, okay, well, we can solve that solution. And then the next day he showed up with this treadmill. So I thought it was really sweet that he understood. And he also has sisters, so he gets how careful women have to be. Now, with shopping at night, I do grocery shopping, but I try my best to go where the places are busy. Like Stop and Shop, it'll still be busy at night. The parking lot will still be busy. I try not to go to like deserted stores, you know, where you're the only car in the parking lot besides that one other car tucked in the back. So shopping at night is something that it's iffy. If I have to do it, I'll do it. But for walking at night, count me out. Ignoring bad reviews. What I mean by this is I used to ignore bad reviews for places or for just items on Amazon. I'd be like, well, that's their opinion. Those bad reviews are there for a reason. So that's something that I will never do again, is ignore them. So if a place has bad customer service and everybody's talking about it, then that's a sign saying don't go there. They have bad customer service. The same thing with clothing items or any kind of item. If they have reviews and they say that it rips within the first 5 days, like there's like 100 people saying that, then it's a possible chance of you having that item and it's gonna rip because it rips for everybody else. I know you can't judge places on the reviews, but like I said, if 100 or 200 people are giving bad reviews for a certain place with customer service or prices along with material items, there's gotta be a reason why people went on Google, took their time out their day to write that bad review. And that's just something that I'm not gonna ignore ever again, because I've been to a few doctors where the reviews were horrible and I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Store credit cards. Complete BS. I will never ever get a store credit card again. I've had Victoria's Secret and I've had Kohl's. Those store credit cards did nothing for me. They did nothing for my credit. They did nothing for my savings account. Hear me out, you guys. When I had Kohl's credit card, you get Kohl's cash. That doesn't mean I can take that Kohl's cash and go get gas or go to the grocery store. Like, it doesn't mean that. It means that I have to spend that $5 Kohl's cash at Kohl's on something that I don't need. There's nothing for me there. Like, I'm not winning. It's actually the company is winning. They're giving you more money to spend more money at their store. So they're not losing anything. You actually are losing money in your savings account. So it took me a long time to realize that. And again, I got talked into getting Victoria's Secret credit card from the girls at my old job. Victoria's Secret stuff is junk, by the way. I find that Target bras and Target underwear is 10 times better and 100% cheaper. So again, personal preference, but for me, store credit cards are a no-go. I'd rather have a credit card where I can use anywhere. I can get cash back. Like my Chase card I've had since 2017. I get cash back every time I use that damn card, even with paying a bill. I make around $300, $400 a year with just cash back. And I can use that money on anything I want. I can use it to pay another bill. I'm not forced to just use it in the store and buy items I don't need. Forget to put on sunscreen, especially in the summertime. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. But this is something that I try my best not to do anymore. I had a very big scare when I went to Six Flags. I want to say like 8 years ago. I was on the roller coasters. I didn't put no sunscreen on. I was at the water park as well. And I was so red and I almost fainted. It was so bad. I couldn't sleep. It was so red that I was swollen. And I also have a lot of sunspots on my arm. You can't see because there's so much light. It's something I'll never do again. I try my best. If I'm going to leave the house, I'm gonna put sunscreen on right away. Even when I'm in the house. Like today's a really sunny day, I have sunscreen on. So yeah, sunscreen is my BFF now. Drinking alcohol. I don't like to drink, so this is something I'll never ever do again. It makes me feel dizzy. It makes me feel like crap. If I'm gonna have those kind of calories, I'd rather have a slice of cake or a cupcake or ice cream. So if I'm gonna have something bad, I might as well have something bad that I like. Being bored. This is another thing that I'll never do because I don't have time to be bored anymore. I feel like when you are an adult, being bored is just not a thing. I'm constantly busy with work, constantly busy with keeping up with the house or grocery shopping or helping out my boyfriend with his job. Just constantly busy, and I can just imagine 5 to 7 years from now when we have a kid, I'll probably be even more busy. So being bored is a thing of the past, and it's something that I don't think I'll ever be again. There's far too many things to do when you're an adult. And the last thing is impulse buying or window shopping or just spending money stupidly. All of those go together in one. I used to spend my money stupidly on clothes, makeup, mostly makeup. Clothes, makeup, shoes, you name it, I bought it. And I regret it. Till this day, I could have had a house by now, how stupidly I spent my money. So yeah, the impulse buying in me is gone. Don't get me wrong though, there are some things I'm curious about when it comes to like reusable items, but I always try to answer those simple questions of, do I need it? Why do I need it? Do I have enough money to purchase this? Is it gonna be worth purchasing? Yeah, so I just always have those questions in my head. Once when you adapt a minimalist lifestyle and you realize where all of the money went that you wasted, the whole shopping addiction, impulse buying, spending money stupidly tends to disappear over time. You get so used to living below your means and you get so used to just not purchasing things that you don't need. So that's something that I will never do again. Anyways, you guys, I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope you enjoyed. I will have 2 more parts to this video because I have a ton of other things that I have learned and that I'm never gonna do again. So stay tuned for part 2 and part 3 for this topic.